Today let's look at the second part of the line-by-line explanation of the chapter, the Browning version from class 11 English. So in the last class we saw how Frank and Taplow were talking to each other and how Frank asked Taplow to imitate Crocker Harris, and he also said that he does not look like him, and he asked him to carry on with this book. So let's continue. Taplow with dislike. Aeschylus. Yes, Taplow did not like the Greek tragedy. He did not like to read that because he said it was not taught in a proper manner. So Frank, look, what time did Mr. Crocker Harris tell you to be here? So he was asking, actually Frank is asking Taplow why he was here, and he told him that he had to do some extra work, and so Mr. Crocker Harris had asked him to come here. So now Frank is asking the boy, what time did he ask you to come? Had he asked him to come? So Taplow says 6:30, sir. Frank, well, he is 10 minutes late. Why don't you cut? So Frank is telling Taplow that he is 10 minutes late. If he had asked you to come at 6:30, now it is 6:40. He hasn't come yet. Why don't you cut? So here cut means to escape. He asks him to escape and not keep waiting for the teacher. You could still play golf before lockup. So he's saying that you can go and play golf instead of waiting here because the sir hasn't come. Taplow really shocked. Oh no, I couldn't cut. Cut the crock, Mr. Crocker Harris. I shouldn't think it's even better done in the whole time he'd been here. So the boy is shocked because the teacher is asking him to escape from the work given to him. And he says that that's not the right thing to do, and he can never escape from Mr. Crocker Harris because it has not been happening for the whole year. He has never done a thing like that. So God knows what would happen if I did. He'd probably follow me home or something. And he's so frightened of Mr. Crocker Harris and says that if I escape from him, he might come in search of me even to my home. So he's not willing to escape from that extra class. Frank, I must admit I envy him the effect he seems to have on you boys in the form. So Frank is telling to Taplow that he is envying Mr. Crocker Harris. What is envying? Feeling jealous. Because all these boys are so much respecting that teacher. Though he is very strict and though he is a tough taskmaster, all the boys seems to respect him, especially this boy Taplow. So Frank is feeling jealous of Mr. Crocker Harris. You all seem scared to death of him. What does he do? Beat you or all something? So he's saying that he's very strict and you're also frightened of him. Does he beat you severely? So this is what the teacher, Mr. Frank, wants to know. Taplow, good Lord, no. He's not a sadist like one or two of the others. So immediately Taplow says that he is not a sadist. Who is sadist? A person who feels happy by hurting others. So he is saying that Crocker Harris is not a sadist. All the people, everyone there believe that he is a sadist because he is very strict, does not laugh or does not joke. But then now Taplow says that Mr. Crocker Harris is not a sadist like one or two of the others. He says that there are other teachers in the school or other people in the school who are sadists, but then Mr. Crocker Harris is not a sadist. I beg your pardon. So Frank is not very clear about what he says. He does not want to believe what the boy says, that Mr. Crocker Harris is not a sadist. Taplow, a sadist, sir, is someone who gets pleasure out of giving pain. So Taplow is trying to explain the meaning of sadist to Mr. Frank. He says that someone who gets pleasure by hurting others is called a sadist. Frank, indeed, but I think you went on to say that some other masters. And so again now Frank wants to know from Taplow that who are the other masters he meant to say as being sadists. Taplow, well, of course they are, sir. I won't mention names, but you know them as well as I do. So Taplow is trying to tell Mr. Frank that there are people who are sadists, and he also tells Frank that you also know them, I also know them. And he says that he does not want to mention the names of those people who are behaving like sadists. Of course, I know most masters think we boys don't understand a thing, but sir, you are different. And he's also trying to tell Frank that Frank is very different from other teachers, because there are some teachers who believe that These children don't understand anything. You are young, well, comparatively anyway, and your science. So he says that Mr. Frank is a young teacher and he teaches science. So he must know what is the meaning of sadism is. So he's trying to tell that Frank is much better in understanding the children than other teachers because he's a young man. Frank, after a pause, good Lord, what are our schools coming to? So Frank listens to the talk of Taplow and thinks that these days the schools are much changed because they are not at what they used to be in the past. Taplow, anyway, the croc isn't a sadist. That's what I am saying. So now again, once again, he is to emphasize the fact that Mr. Crocker Harris is not a sadist. He wouldn't be so frightening if he were, because at least it would show he had some feelings. So he's saying that the man would not look so frightening if he showed some kind of feelings, but he never shows any kinds of feelings. So that's why people consider him to be very strict and a sadist, etc. But he hasn't. He has shriveled up inside like a nut and he seems to hate people to like him. So he has shriveled up like a nut. That means he is closed. He does not show any of his feelings to anyone. And he does not like people to like him. Usually people become happy when they know that people like him. But this man is very different, Mr. Crocker Harris. He does not like other people to like him. It's funny that I don't know any other master who doesn't like being liked. So this boy Taplow says that he has not seen any teacher who does not like to be liked. So Mr. Crocker Harris is different because he does not like anybody liking him. Frank, and I don't know any boy who doesn't use that for his own purpose. So what is Frank trying to tell? He is trying to say that there are many children, or most of the children only try to take advantage of teachers. If teachers are someone who likes to be liked, children take advantage of them. And there are no children who does not take advantage of this quality of teachers. Taplow, well, it's natural, sir, but not with the croc. Frank, Mr. Crocker Harris. And Taplow says, yes, it is natural that children will take advantage of the qualities of teachers. But then it is not possible with Mr. Crocker Harris because he is very different. Taplow, Mr. Crocker Harris, the funny thing is that in spite of everything I do rather like him, I can't help it. So what is he telling? The boy is trying to explain again to Mr. Frank that there are so many things, there are so many qualities of Mr. Crocker Harris that people don't like, but still I like him. I can't help it. So there's no other choice, but I still like Mr. Crocker Harris. And sometimes I think he sees it and that seems to shrivel him up even more. And he also says that the teacher understands that this boy likes Mr. Crocker Harris, but then he does not show any emotion. He only keeps himself closed because he does not like anybody to like him. Frank, I'm sure you're exaggerating. So Frank is trying to tell Taplow that he was only exaggerating about things. What is exaggerating? Making small things look bigger. So he says that he's trying to say that maybe Mr. Crocker Harris does not behave in what way Taplow is describing. Taplow, no sir, I'm not. In the form the other day he made one of his classical jokes. So now here Taplow is trying to give an explanation to prove his thought. What is the thought? That Mr. Crocker Harris does not like others to like him. So what happened? One day in the class, form means in the class, other day he made one of his classical jokes. So he used to keep joking sometimes, and one day he told a joke in the class, Mr. Crocker Harris. Of course nobody laughed because nobody understood it, myself included. So what is he telling? One day Mr. Crocker Harris, while taking a class, he made a joke. But then nobody understood and so nobody laughed. Even Taplow did not understand the joke. Still I knew he meant it as funny, so I laughed. So what did Taplow do? Taplow thought that the teacher has cracked a joke because he wanted to create a funny atmosphere. So he wanted to help him by smiling. And so Taplow laughed a little. Out of ordinary common politeness and feeling a bit sorry for him for having made a poor joke. So out of sympathy for the teacher, the boy had just laughed. Though the joke was not really funny, Taplow tried to laugh, thinking that the teacher would be happy. Now I can't remember what the joke was, but suppose I make it. Now you laugh, sir. Frank laughs. So now he's saying, I can't remember the joke, but then I remember that I tried to laugh because he was trying to crack a joke. And now I can't remember what the joke was, but suppose I make it. Now you laugh, sir. Frank laughs. So Frank is telling, Frank was asked by Taplow to laugh after he telling the joke. So after listening to Taplow, Frank starts to laugh. Taplow in a gentle, throaty voice. So throaty voice belongs to Mr. Crocker Harris. So he's trying to imitate Mr. Crocker Harris once again. Taplow, you laughed at my little joke, I noticed. I must confess that I am pleased at the advance your Latin has made, since you so readily have understood what the rest of the form did not. Perhaps now you would be good enough to explain it to them, so that they too can share your pleasure. So he was trying to say how Mr. Crocker Harris had told him when he laughed at Mr. Crocker Harris's joke. So what did the teacher say? What did Crocker Harris tell him? Because he smiled, the teacher told him that he was really happy that he has improved in Latin, because the joke was cracked in Latin, and because this boy Taplow had smiled. So he is trying to tell Taplow that you smiled because your Latin has improved, and now I want you to come and explain the joke in front of other students so that they can also be happy like how you were happy. So this is what Crocker Harris told Taplow when he laughed at Crocker Harris's joke. So as they were talking, the door upright is pushed open and Millie Crocker Harris enters. She is a thin woman in her late 30s, rather more smartly dressed than the general run of schoolmasters' wives. She is wearing a cape and carries a shopping basket. She closes the door and then stands by the screen watching Taplow and Frank. It is a few seconds before they notice her. So as they were talking, what happened? Somebody opens the door and enters. So who is that? A lady in 30s, and she is none other than Millie Crocker Harris, who is Mr. Crocker Harris's wife. So she is smartly dressed, and compared to other teachers' wives, she looks much smarter. She wears a cape, that is a covering on her head, and she is also having a shopping basket. So she enters, and for a few seconds she is looking at them having their conversation. Come along, Taplow. Move slowly above the desk. Do not be selfish as to keep a good joke to yourself. Tell the others. So Frank is again trying to continue that conversation they were having, and he says, come Taplow, come and explain the joke to everyone. He breaks off suddenly, noticing Millie. But then as he saw Millie, he just stops the conversation. Oh Lord, Frank turns quickly and seems definitely relieved at seeing Millie. And he also feels happy by looking at Millie. Frank, oh hello. Millie without expression, hello. She comes down to the sideboard and puts a basket on it. So both of them greet each other, and then she keeps a basket on the sideboard. Taplow, moving up to the left of Frank, whispering frantically. Do you think she heard? So Taplow feels very frightened. He thinks that she had heard him imitating her husband. So frantically means frighteningly. So Frank shakes his head comfortingly. Millie takes off her cape and hangs it on the hall stand. So Frank looks at him and comfortingly says that no, she might not have heard it. I think she did. She was standing there quite a time. But then he also feels that maybe she might have heard because she was standing near the door for a few seconds. Taplow, if she did and she tells him, there goes my remove. So he's afraid. Taplow is afraid whether Millie Harris would go and tell Crocker Harris about this conversation. So he's worried that he will not get his result. Frank, nonsense. He crosses to the fireplace. That means he moves towards the fireplace. Millie takes the basket from the sideboard, moves above the table and puts the basket on it. So Frank, what does he do? He says, nonsense, don't be frightened of such things. And then Millie takes a basket and then moves it to the table and puts the basket on it. Millie to Taplow, waiting for my husband? So Millie talks to Taplow and asks him whether he was waiting for her husband. Taplow, moving down left to the table. Yes. And he says, yes. Millie, he's at the bursar's and might be there quite a time. If I were you, I would go. So she's saying that he has gone to the bursars and maybe he would spend some time there. And so she's telling that if I were you, I would have gone. I would not have waited because he would take some time and he would not come any soon. Taplow. He said most particularly I was to come. And Taplow says that yes, he was very particular that I have to be here. So I want to wait. Millie, why don't you run away for a quarter of an hour and come back? She unpacks some things from the basket. So as she's taking out certain things from the basket, she's talking to Taplow and she's telling him, why don't you go out for some time and then come back? Because anyway, he's not here. So you can come back after 15 minutes or so. Taplow, supposing he gets here before me. So Taplow is very frightened and he asks her that what will happen if he comes before me, if I go out and if I'm not here. Millie smiling, I'll take the blame. So Millie says that don't worry, I'll take the blame. I will tell him that I had sent you out. She takes a prescription out of a basket. I tell you what, you can do a job for him. Take this prescription to the chemist and get it made up. So she takes a prescription from her basket and gives it to the boy. And she tells him that you can go to the chemist and buy these medicines and come back. And in case Mr. Crocker Harris comes back, I will talk to him. Taplow, all right, Mr. Crocker Harris, Mrs. Crocker Harris. He crosses towards the door upright. So he takes the paper and he opens the door and he goes out. So he agrees to the idea given by Mrs. Crocker Harris. She asks him to go out and buy what is written on the prescription. So he takes it and goes out. So you can see how the relationship between a student and a teacher is mentioned and described here. The relationship between Taplow, Frank and Mr. Crocker Harris. Though Mr. Crocker Harris is very strict, he is loved and liked by his students, and this envies Frank, who is a young science teacher. And he tries to understand everything about Mr. Crocker Harris by talking to Taplow. So I hope you like this video. For more informative videos, do subscribe to Hello English Teacher. Like, share, give your valuable comments below. Thank you for watching.